Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The wise man Paul Heyman had a message for the WWE Universe ahead of the tribal combat match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. The match will seemingly headline WWE Raw WWE's Netflix premiere on January 6, 2025. The OTC Roman Reigns recently challenged the Bloodline's leader, Solo Sikoa, to a tribal combat match at RAW's Netflix premiere. The huge match will determine once and for all who's the tribal chief. Paul Heyman has now shared a message for the WWE Universe. The wise man is incredibly close to Roman Reigns and will be the first to know of any developments and inside scoops as the match looms closer. He had the following to say to the fans in his latest Instagram story. Earlier this year, Solo Sikoa made a bunch of massive changes to the Bloodline. In a massive shocker, he kicked Heyman out of the faction. Back then, Roman Reigns was on a WWE hiatus. The OTC finally made his way back to WWE TV at SummerSlam 2024 and helped Cody Rhodes defeat Sikoa in an undisputed WWE title match. Mere days before Survivor Series, War Games 2024, Heyman made a big return to WWE and introduced CM Punk as the fifth member of Roman Reigns' team for the men's War Games match. At Survivor Series, War Games 2024, Reigns' team defeated the Bloodline and Bronson Reed in the men's War Games match. Now, Roman is gunning for the Ulafala and wants to take back his rightful spot as the tribal chief. It would be interesting to see what happens when these two superstars finally lock horns on the Raw premiere on Netflix and beat the tar out of each other. Paul Heyman, the voice and architect of the Bloodline, took to the stage to deliver a message that echoed across the WWE Universe ahead of the highly anticipated tribal combat match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. It was not merely a proclamation, but a strategic maneuver designed to shake the foundations of WWE and redefine loyalty, legacy, and power. Heyman stepped into the arena, his presence alone enough to command silence. The tribal chief's special counsel carried with him a gravitas few in WWE history could match. Clutching a microphone with a hand that had orchestrated countless legendary careers, Heyman began to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I stand before you as the wise man to your tribal chief, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. But tonight, I am not just a wise man. I am the harbinger of truths that will make you question everything you believe about dominance, family, and honor. The crowd buzzed, sensing the gravity of the moment. Heyman's voice, a blend of charisma and menace, penetrated every corner of the arena. For over 3 years, Heyman continued, Roman Reigns has stood as the pinnacle of this industry, not because he demanded it, but because he earned it. Through broken bodies, shattered dreams, and a legacy drenched in triumph, Roman Reigns has not merely dominated, he has transcended. Heyman's eyes narrowed, a flicker of intensity lighting up his expression. But now, we face a unique challenge. A challenge not from an outsider, not from a pretender to the throne, but from within. Solo Sikoa, the enforcer of the Bloodline, the loyal soldier who has protected Roman Reigns with his own body, now steps into tribal combat against the man he swore to defend. The crowd erupted into a cacophony of cheers and boos, reflecting the complex emotions surrounding the storyline. Heyman let the noise settle before delivering his next line with a deliberate pause. Why? He asked, his voice laced with a rhetorical edge. Why would Solo Sikoa, bound by blood and tradition, challenge the very man who elevated him to the highest echelons of this sport? Heyman gestured dramatically, his free hand slicing through the air. This is not just a match. This is a war for the soul of the Bloodline, a battle for the future of an empire built on the backs of generations of warriors. Tribal combat is not about pinfalls or submissions. It is about acknowledgement. As the crowd hung on his every word, Heyman leaned into the microphone, his voice lowering to an almost conspiratorial tone. Solo Sikoa believes he is ready to ascend. He believes he is prepared to carry the mantle of the tribal chief. But Solo, I must warn you, ambition without understanding is a dangerous thing. You see, being the tribal chief is not merely about power. It is about wisdom, sacrifice, and the ability to carry the weight of an entire family, an entire legacy on your shoulders. Heyman's voice began to rise again, his passion unmistakable. Roman Reigns has borne that burden. He has endured the sleepless nights, the endless challenges, the betrayals, and the pain. And he has done it all not just for himself, but for the bloodline. For you, Solo. For Jimmy. For Jay. For every Wwe who has walked this earth with pride in their heritage. The crowd's energy shifted, a mixture of respect and unease settling over the arena. Heyman's words had a way of cutting to the core, forcing even the most skeptical to reconsider their perspective. Solo Sikoa, Heyman continued, you have shown loyalty beyond reproach. But loyalty and leadership are not the same. You are the enforcer, not the emperor. You are the spear, not the hand that wields it. And now, you stand on the precipice of a decision that could shatter the very foundation of our bloodline. Heyman took a deep breath, his tone softening as if speaking directly to Solo. I implore you to reconsider. My Samoan spike-wielding friend. Tribal combat is a sacred right. It is not to be taken lightly. And once that bell rings, there is no turning back. Roman Reigns will not hold back. He cannot hold back, because the tribal chief does not yield. He conquers. The audience roared, a wave of anticipation sweeping through the crowd. Heyman raised a hand to quiet them, his face now a mask of solemn determination. To the WWE Universe, he said, addressing the fans directly. You may see this as mere entertainment, as another chapter in the saga of the bloodline. But understand this. Tribal combat is the ultimate expression of respect and rivalry within our family. It is a crucible that will forge the future or destroy the past. Heyman paused, letting his words sink in before delivering the final blow. And to Solo Sikoa, I offer this last piece of advice. Acknowledge your tribal chief before it is too late. For once that bell rings, Roman Reigns will not just be fighting to win. He will be fighting to survive, to defend the throne, to protect the bloodline, and to remind the world why he is, and always will be, the head of the table. The crowd erupted into a thunderous ovation as Heyman dropped the microphone and exited the ring, his message reverberating through the arena and across the WWE Universe. The stage was set for tribal combat, a match that promised to be as emotionally charged as it was physically brutal. As the dust settled on Heyman's speech, one thing was clear. The bloodline's future hung in the balance, and only one man would emerge as the true tribal chief.